Want more Fallout 4 related news? Okay, makes sense because a lot of views I've been releasing lately have been Fallout 4 related gameplay because that's what I'm currently playing. Anyways, so while Fallout 4 is still in its early stages, not many mods are still being made. There isn't a Fallout 4 Nexus as of yet, but I'm sure there will be one eventually. But anyways, there's currently a mod where you play as one of the players of the Boston Red Sox. The name of the player in particular is David Orts, and is Boston Red Sox uniform. Basically, it shows his number, his name, and his character model, and yeah. Makes sense because the game is set in Boston, so adds to the authenticity to see Boston baseball players. So yeah, pretty cool. Apparently the MLB seemed to be very concerned about the recreation of it in the game, even though this isn't paid for. Let's not forget about the whole Steam Bethesda fiasco with Steam Workshop with Skyrim. This isn't paid for. This is free, yet the MLB still has a problem with it because it infringes on their rights, their intellectual property, and you probably heard this debacle before. This is fucking stupid. Okay, this is free. I don't know how this would infringe on their property. It's free. And to a certain extent, this is no different than video game playthroughs. It doesn't harm you in any fucking way whatsoever. No one is making money off your property. Okay, I can somewhat understand why. I would wholeheartedly take their side if it was paid for, because truth is, I don't really think it took that much skill to make that mod. I mean, sure. I'm sure it took some work and skill to actually put together, but in terms of ideas or originality, no. All I know about modding, it's pretty much a gateway into game development. If you want to get into game development, I guess you can make mods. It gives you an idea of how to make things in games. It gives you skills, and this isn't paid for, and I'm sure that would require some skills. But if it were paid for, I would have a problem with it because basically, you're not really creating anything. You're basically taking something out, just taking something and putting it into the game. What if I just took the uniform or character model and put it into Fallout 4 or other Bethesda games? It didn't really take that much creation. I just took that and put it in the game. Sure, putting it in the game and making the code and all that, or whatever you have to do to make the mod, that may have required work, but still, if it was paid for, if it was required to pay, if I charged PC users, let's say $2.99 just so they can play as Aiden Pierce in Skyrim, or have an authentic Skyrim-like Aiden Pierce armor or whatever, and it's $2.99. I can somewhat understand that, because I'm sure there would be problems, because now that I know that copyright is being brought into the matter, it's not really much of a surprise that Steam or Valve canceled the whole Skyrim thing, the service. It's just, why pay for it? It's fucking mods. Seriously, fuck that bullshit. Why pay for mods? Sure, I can somewhat understand being paid for your work, hard work. I mean, but it's not always about the money. Sure, we all need money. We need to make a living somehow, but come on. And this guy in particular isn't paid for it. He isn't earning a penny, yet the MLB still has a problem with it because it infringes on their intellectual property or licensing or some fucking bullshit. Seriously, it's free advertising. It's a fucking lose-lose situation, and it makes you look like total fucking assholes. It's as fucking dickish as Sega when they had the problem with Shining Forge videos. Even Like, Sega took down any gameplay of Shining Forge, a game that's fucking years old and is no longer in the first-hand market. You can only buy that game used. Like, really? It's just... Really? You're gonna have a problem with people putting footage on YouTube, even though you had no trouble with it in the past. Even videos that even just talked about Shining Forge or even mentioned it. It's just weird. Like, it's a lose-lose situation. It's free advertising. Sure, it's a game that's still in the second-hand market, so technically you wouldn't really get much money from it because it's long past being new. There's no new copies being made for that game. With the MLB, I don't know how that would really infringe on your property. Same goes here. It's a lose-lose situation. It makes you look like assholes. It doesn't solve anything. I don't know. It's really weird. Like, businesses don't really... They always stick to the same business mindset. Sure, it makes sense from a business standpoint. Actually, you know what? This doesn't make sense from a business standpoint either because no money is involved. Like, I don't get it. The guy isn't being paid for it in any way at all, yet they still have a problem with it. It's still free advertising. Ugh. It's really weird when companies do really stupid shit. Asshole companies being assholes as usual. So, yeah, that's another annoying story. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.